and welcome to Act the Giddy Goat. As you can see here, I have a giant box from BookOutlet. Heavy. We'll set that to the side for now. I'm going to be doing an unboxing of that box with all the books that I got for Black Friday. Yay! So it's just me, Air today, Amador, Harbin, and all the rest of the Giddy Goats. They aren't involved in this because it's just my box of books. But that's okay. So let's get started. There's a lot to go through. So the first book that I have is Shadow and Bone by Lee Bardugo. Again, I haven't read any of these books. I don't even know what some of them are about. It was Black Friday sale and I went a little crazy. So Lena Starkov doesn't expect much from life. Orphaned by border wars, she's sure of only one thing, her best friend Mal and her inconvenient crush on him, until one day their army regiment enters the fold in a swath of unnatural darkness crawling with monsters. When their convoy is attacked and Mal is brutally injured, Alina reveals a dormant power she never even knew existed. Ripped from everything she knows, Alina is taken to the royal court to be trained as a member of the Grisha, the magical elite led by the mysterious Darkling. With Alina's extraordinary power in her arsenal, he believes they can finally destroy the fold. Now Alina must find a way to master her untamed gift and somehow fit into her new life without Mal by her side. But with nothing in this lavish world as is what it seems. As the threat to the kingdom mounts and her dangerous attraction to Darkling grows, Alina will uncover a secret that could tear her heart and her country in two. So this is actually the first in a trilogy. I don't normally buy books that are in a trilogy unless I'm sure I'm going to really love them. But the cover, the back, all of it intrigued me a lot. I'm really into fantasy and all that, so this is one of the books that I bought on my Black Friday haul. Next is A Certain Age by Beatrice Williams. This one actually I did not realize I had doubles of. When I was putting all my books into my library thing app, it came up as a double. So Amador is actually going to get this copy because I don't need it. Again, I haven't actually read it, even though I own it. So this is set in the jazz age of New York City. The iridescent Mrs. Teresa Marshall of Fifth Avenue in Southampton, Long Island, has done the unthinkable. She's fallen in love with her young paramour, Captain Octavian Rofano, an aviator and hero of the Great War. Though the battle-scarred Octavian is devoted to his dazzling social life of a certain age and wants to marry her, Teresa resists. The old world is crumbling, but divorce for a woman of Teresa's wealth and social standing remains a high-stakes affair, and there is no need. She shares a gentle understanding with Silvo, a well-bred philanderer to whom she's already married. So this is love, affairs, New York City, time period. I'm very big into historical romances, so this is definitely up my alley, which is probably why I bought it twice without realizing it. And I know Amador is into the same thing, so hopefully she will enjoy it as well. The next book on my list is The Red Queen. Again, I believe this is a trilogy. I'm not entirely sure. But she also has some other books. Again, I've heard a lot of things about this book. I'm not entirely sure what it's about, but given the buzz around it and her other books, I thought it would be interesting to try. And it definitely seems right up my alley. So if you're interested in Victoria Ayard's book, I will be writing a vlog post on it, hopefully whenever I read it. As you can see, I have a lot of to-be-read lists. Next up is The Daughter of a Pirate King. Again, one thing that I'm really into besides historical fiction and romance and fantasy is pirates. So this one really intrigued me. Lady Jack Sparrow, kind of in the tagline there of a review, so definitely something I was interested in. It seems like it would be up my alley. Again, I don't know too much about it, but I have heard a lot of things. I know Owl Crate sent out this book, and so I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. Next up is Duels and Deception. As you can see by the cover, they are set in historical times. It is, does it say? Not really. I'm guessing Regency era. Definitely something I'm interested in. Duels and Deception, romance, history. So this Miss Lydia Whitfield, heiress to the family fortune, has her future entirely planned out. She will run the family estate until she marries the man of her late father's choosing, and then she will spend the rest of her days as a devoted wife. Confident in those arrangements, Lydia has tasked her young law clerk, Mr. Robert Newton, to begin drawing up marriage contracts. Everything is going according to plan until the day Lydia is kidnapped. and Robert along with her. Someone is after her fortune and won't hesitate to destroy her reputation to get it. With Robert's help, Lydia strives to keep her family's good name unsullied and expose whoever's behind this devious plot. But as their investigations delve deeper and their affections grow for each other, Lydia starts to wonder whether her carefully planned future is what she truly wants. So again, romance, history, I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it. The next book that I have is The Shadow Queen. Again, I don't know a lot about this one, and I'm not entirely sure if I've heard too much about this one, but it blends a lot of what I really enjoy, which is fantasy and specifically fairy tales. So Lorelei Daedric, the crown princess and fugitive at large, has one mission: kill the wicked queen who took both the Ravenspire throne and the life of her father. To do that, Lorelei must use the one weapon she and Queen Irina have in common: magic. She'll have to be stronger, faster, and more powerful than Irina, and the most dangerous riddle of magic Ravenspire has ever seen. So as far as I know, this is an action-packed retelling of Snow White. It's, again, fairy tales. Retelling of fairy tales is something I really enjoy. I have a whole bunch on my shelves, and I'm really looking forward to this one. Next on my box is The Cruel Queen by Victoria Ayard. Again, I'm not entirely sure what this is about, and I don't think this is part of the trilogy. I think it's kind of like a little epilogue or standalone. Somebody's probably going to correct on this. But this is a first look at the book 2 in the Red Queen and Glass. So yeah, I thought it was interesting. Since I was getting the other one, I thought, sure, why not pick up this one? All my books were on sale for $5 and under, so I got a lot. The next I got specifically because I love the cover and I love the idea behind the book. If I had written this first, I would have loved it. So this is called The Book Jumper by Mechthilde Glasser. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Don't you just love the cover? It is gorgeous. So The Book Jumper is about a young girl, Amy Lennox, who doesn't quite know what to expect when she and her mother pick up and leave Germany for Scotland, heading to the Lennox house, her mother's childhood home on the island of Stormsay. Amy's grandmother, Lady Mered, insists that Amy must read while she resides at the Lennox house, but not in the usual way. Amy learns she's a book jumper, able to leap into the story and interact with the world inside. As thrilling as Amy's new power is, it also brings some danger. Someone is stealing from the book she visits, and that person may be after her life. Teaming up with fellow book jumper Will, Amy vows to get to the bottom of the thefts at whatever the cost. Again, it's definitely what the story is about, and the cover caught my eye. I love the idea of jumping through novels, specifically fantasy again, and I hope it's a good one. I don't know much more about it. Next from my box is The Care and Management of Lies by Jacqueline Winspear. Again, it's a historical novel. Big surprise there. So this is set in July 1914, and it ties between Keza and Tia. Childhood friends have become strained. So there's stuff about the women's suffrage and the marriage between Keza to Thea's brother. So again, it's about the war, it's about women's suffrage, it's historical, it's got romance, a whole lot of stuff that I think make a really good book, and I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. So next from my book is The Accidental Empress. So it's by Alison Pataki. Again, sorry if I get last names wrong. I'm a bit dyslexic and I have trouble saying words out loud. So this is, again, historical. It's set in 1853, and it deals with 15-year-old Elizabeth, also known as Cece, the Duchess of Bavaria, and she travels to court with her older sister, who is betrothed to the young emperor. But shortly after her arrival at court, Cece finds herself in an unexpected dilemma. She's inadvertently fallen for and won the heart of her sister's groom. Franz Joseph renegades on earlier proposal and declares his intention to marry Cece instead. Thrust onto the throne of Europe's most treacherous imperial court, Cece upsets political and family loyalties in her quest to win and keep the love of her emperor, her people, and the world. So it is definitely a historical novel. It is supposed to be really well written, really historically accurate, and I'm actually looking forward to reading it. This isn't the only book of CC that I actually got in this box, which I didn't actually realize until I was going through them now with you guys. So the next one is The Midnight Witch. Again, we're back to fantasy. So this is Downton Abbey meets the dark arts. Downton Abbey, historical. You can kind of see why I chose this one. I also love the idea of witches and stuff. So Lady Lilith Montgomery is the daughter of the 6th Dukes of Randor. She is the most beautiful woman in London and engaged to the city's most eligible bachelor. She's also a witch. When her father dies, Lilith is instructed in the art of necromancy, inherits her father's role of head witch of the Lazarus Coven, and it is Lilith who must face the threat of the Sentinels, a powerful group of sorcerers intent on reclaiming an elixir from the Coven for their own dark purposes. Lilith knows the Lazarus creed, secrecy and silence. To abandon either would put both the Coven and all she holds dear in grave danger. She has spent her life honoring it, right down to her engagement to her childhood friend and fellow witch, Viscount Lewis Harcourt. Until one day she meets Bram, a talented artist who is neither witch nor member of her class. With him she must not be a secret and silent. Despite her loyalty to her coven and duty to her family, Lilith cannot keep her life as a witch hidden from the man she loves. To tell him will risk everything. So I'm excited for that one. Next on my book is The Dark Days Club, which I'm actually really excited for, even though, again, I bought it based on the cover and based on the back of the book. I don't know a lot about it. It's set in London in 1812. 18-year-old Lady Helen Wexel is on the eve of her debutante presentation at the Royal Court of George III. Her life should revolve around gowns, dancing, and securing a suitable marriage. Instead, when one of her family's maids disappears, she's drawn into the shadows of Regency London, and there she meets Lord Carlson, one of the few chosen to stop the perpetrators, a cabal of demons that has infiltrated all levels of society. Carlson is not a man she should be anywhere near, especially with the taint of scandal that surrounds him, yet he offers her help and the possibility of finally discovering the truth about the mysterious deaths of her parents. Soon the two of them are investigating terrifying conspiracy that threatens to plunge the newly enlightened world back into the darkness. But can Helen trust a man whose life is built on lies? And does he have the strength to face the dangers of this hidden world and learn the truth about her family's legacy? So we have demons, we have historical Regency area, we have romance. It's like a recipe for success if it's well written. Next we have The Fortune Hunter. Again, I think you can tell right away by the cover that this is a historical novel. And again, this is the one that is based on Princess Elizabeth, also known as CC. She is kind of considered the Princess Diana of the 19th century Europe. So she's famously beautiful. And she's married to the Emperor Franz Joseph. So in this novel, it calls it an unfulfilled marriage. Cece has spent her years evading the stifling formality of royal life on her private train or yacht, or whenever she can on the back of a horse. Captain Bay Middleton, a dashing young and finest horseman in England, he's also impoverished with no hope of buying a horse needed to win the Grand National, until he meets Charlotte Braid, a clever, plain-spoken heiress whose money gives him a choice among suitors. Charlotte falls in love with Bay, the first man to really notice her, for his vulnerability as well as his glamour. When Cece joins the legendary hunt, Bay is asked to guide her on the treacherous course. Their shared passion for riding leads to an infatuation that jeopardizes the growing bond between Bay and Charlotte and threatens all their future. So again, it's a different take. I'm not sure it's entirely as historically accurate. It's taking its own spin on his story, but that's perfectly fine with me. I look forward to reading this one as well. So, 2 more books, guys. We're almost done. The next one that I have is When the Moon Was Ours. And again, I thought the cover for this was absolutely adorable. So this is by Anna Marie McLemore. Again, I have not been saying all the authors. I will list all the books down below in the comment section, or not the comment section, the little description, and I will list all their authors. So you guys can definitely check them out on Goodreads or wherever you go for your book reviews. So this one I think is more suited towards a younger audience, but again, sometimes the younger books for young adults are just so good that you cannot help but read them. So this is to everyone who knows them. Best friends, Meal and Sam are as strange as they are inseparable. Roses grow out of Meal's wrist, and rumors say that she spilled out of the water tower when she was 5. Sam is known for the moons he paints and hangs in the trees, and for how little anyone knows about his life before he and his mother moved to town. But as odd as everyone considers Meal and Sam, even they stay away from the Booner girls. 4 beautiful sisters, rumored to be witches. Now they want the roses that grow from Mia's skin, convinced that their scent can make anyone fall in love, and they're willing to use every secret Mia has fought to protect to make sure she gives them up. So I thought it sounded really interesting, and I definitely love the cover. I'm a big fan of like the stars and the moons and stuff, so I'm really hoping it's going to be a cute and interesting read. The last book that I have from my book haul for Black Friday is City of Orphans by Avi. Some of you may know this from the vlog that Emily and I did on Newsies, and of course you've seen it on our actthegiddygoat.com, our actual blog site. There's been a lot of posts about Newsies. Emmador and I are big Newsies fans. We absolutely love Newsies, and so I could not help but get this one as it features a Newsie. You can see the back there, a little newsboy with his cap. So this is set in the streets of New York City in 1893, again, historical. So New York is full of life, crowded, filthy, and dangerous. And if you're a newsboy like 13-year-old Max Gillis, you need to watch out for Bruno, the leader of the Plug Ugly gang, whose shadowy, sinister boss is plotting to take control of all the newsies of the Lower East Side. With Bruno's boys in fierce pursuit, Max discovers Willa, a strange girl who lives alone in an alley, and is she, stick in hand, who fights off the Plug Uglies, but further dangers await. Max must find a way to free his sister Emma from the Tombs, a city jail where she's been imprisoned for stealing a watch at the glamorous new Waldorf Hotel. Max, believing her innocent, only has 4 days to prove it. Unfortunately, there is Bartleby Donk, the eccentric lawyer, to guide fortunately, not unfortunately, to guide Max and Willa in the art of detection. Amid the sights and sounds of the tenement, New York, Max is a boy detective and must confront a teeming world of wealth, crime, as well as struggling against the powerful forces that threaten new immigrants and the fabric of family love. So it's definitely set in my favorite time period. It's got my favorite cast of characters, which is Newsies. I don't know too much about it. I've heard mixed reviews. Some people really hate the style in which it's written. Some people really love it. So I'm looking forward to giving it a try. It may remind me a lot of fan fiction that I used to read about Newsies. We'll see, who knows, but I'm definitely looking forward to giving it a try. And so that is all of my books. I don't know if I can actually lift them all. I will see. Woo, sorry, there are all sorts of different ways. So those are all the books that I got from my Black Friday haul. Definitely looking forward to getting more. I got a few more for Christmas that I'll probably feature on vlogs later. But yeah, that's my Black Friday haul. Let me know if you've read any of those books in the comments below. Let me know if you think any of them are interesting. I definitely love to hear what you think about some of them. If you have read them, definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel for more book vlogs. Definitely follow us on our blog, actthegiddygoat.com. Check us out on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. For more of this. Yeah, and I hope you really like it. Stay tuned for more vlogs from us. We post once a month, and we're hoping to hear from you guys in the comments. See you next time. Bye.